But they wouldn't accept that because it's unacceptable. And then Donald Trump is actually, he using dog whistles, like he's talking about, great General Colin Powell mentioned that while we sending our kids, like primarily brothers and sisters signing up in the Army and the Army and the Marines, and the enlisted men are lower level people that look like me and you. Those people are lower ranked people that look like me and you. And we're sending them to Fort Bragg, which is a general from the Army of Mississippi. The sad thing is this: we're sending our young people to Army bases with the name of Confederate generals. And most of us have probably never even thought about this. This is something that most of us, I would argue, if you went to public school, they used to try to throw this in our face to make us feel proud. Crispus Attucks was the very first person to die in the Revolutionary War. And he was black. Like, oh, y'all were a part of it. Okay. Well, everybody that I know of in the military who the United States of America respects, they have a ship named after them, a battleship, or a submarine, or a military base named after them. I would challenge anybody listening or anybody that will listen, find the great ship Crispus Attucks or a military base Crispus Attucks. But we are at Fort Bragg. So when you got the Secretary of State and the President of the United States of America going against this and flat out lying because they know people are too fucking lazy to do what they need to do in regards to research and education to combat these things, they just throw it out there as dog whistles. The president even went as far as saying, what are we going to name the base? Al Sharpton? See, because that's a dog whistle to his racist and bigoted fans and those closed-minded white folks out there and some of them brothers and sisters out there that are closed-minded enough to even follow him or go, yeah, he right. Because you don't even have to tell a lie a lot of times. All you have to do is tell it on TV or put it on social media one time and then the dummies would retweet it and tell it. Kind of like the crime statistics in Chicago. Black on black crime, you say that one time and, oh, well, they said it on TV. It must be true. But when you have people saying things like that, those are take night things. And it goes back to those white women in Portland who are going against things. If they're seeing how people react to them, to non-police officers, non-military personnel attack white women and the damn town didn't go up and the country didn't go up. Just imagine when those same dudes come to your town. Because let's not forget in that same interview that I was just referencing, President of the United States said, we're willing to help out anyway. You see how good it went in Portland? How was attacking unarmed women good? We're willing to help anywhere else. Atlanta, predominantly populated by us. Baltimore, predominantly populated by us. Detroit, predominantly populated by us. Chicago, predominantly populated by us. See, understand, evil has to show its hand, and it's a matter of you paying attention to that evil if the evil sneaks up and gets on you. I'm going to say that again. Evil will show you its hand. It's forced to, because evil also runs hand in hand with arrogance. And when you're that arrogant, you're going to show your hand. You're not going to allow people to have the need to figure out what you're talking about because you think you're smarter and better than them. And when you think you're smarter and better, you'll show your hand. And it takes people like myself and others and the people who I get information from, like Sister Karen, Professor Hunter College, Karen Hunter, Dr. Greg Carter, Chief, the head of Africana Studies at Harvard, Dr. DeForest Buckner, and others, Larry Favors, others throughout the diaspora that I get my information from, and we exchange information on social media. I do my research or whatever. We point out these things to you guys who you living your life. I'm a history buff. I'm damn near genetically predisposed to look into things like this because my parents are part of the movement. So be aware. And I want you to understand these, what I call death squads. They're dressed in regular clothes. and they're attacking women. And if they're attacking white women, they'll shoot the hell out of a black man. We already see they'll shoot a black man. Breonna Taylor's dead and she's in her bed. Cause see, that ain't gonna happen to me. I was talking to the homie Joe. He was saying he was having issues. People talking about he's trying to warn people, and they talking about, well, that ain't gonna happen to me. I stay in the house. Well, Breonna Taylor was in the house too. You know, Sandra Bland was bothering no one. Philando Castile was sitting in the car. And he was a registered gun owner. The brother in I can't think his name. His last name was Taylor in Oklahoma. He was walking with his hands up. So for those who it ain't gonna affect me, yeah, it will affect you. But why would you wait to end up crying and pretend, you know, some of us gonna have to get a GoFundMe and others just, you know, trying to make sure our mom is okay. You know, after this, why would we wait until the other shoe hits the ground? You know what I mean? Let's be aware of our surroundings. I'm gonna get into that a little bit later. And it's a conspiracy, and I know a lot of people are not really up with conspiracy theories because there's so many out there, and there's a lot of people talking, and it becomes white noise. But it's just some of this stuff is too well planned out to just be a random act of violence. I live in one of the most violent cities in the United States of America, and I have always lived here. Well, not always, but I've spent the vast majority of my life here. And I know what violence looks like. And I know what violence rolls up, how violence rolls up and gets you more times than not. And some of this stuff is not traditional violence, and I'm not gonna say, oh, it's the young people, because you know what? I keep telling y'all, man. Shout out to the young brother, Joe. Keep telling y'all, I talk to these young folks, man. They engage with me, and they don't have any problems talking to me, and I don't have any problems talking to them. So I'm not gonna write them off as, oh man, these young folks crazy as hell. No, I'm not going to do that. What I am going to do is look around me and look at some of the crazy things that have happened. Like in the middle of a protest, somebody pulls up a pallet of bricks in the middle of a protest. Since the bricks are more ridiculously obvious, you got a pallet of water, so that can be thrown. You can't throw too much stuff at the at armed officers who you claim will who you say will, without a problem, blow your damn brains out. Why would you attack them? See, again, this is why it kind of questioned me. This is what leads me to the theory about agent provocateurs. Because if you're protesting because police are unnecessarily killing folks that look like me and you, why the hell would you throw a brick at them? Not to mention, when you read the news, look at the news and things like that, and they tell you about how white nationalist groups have things called boogeymen. And when they say boogaloo, that kicks off the bullshit that they're about to pull. See, these are things that you don't see on CNN. These are things that you won't see on MSNBC and things of that nature. You have to actually be reading and looking for these things. And it's in the New York Times, in the Wall Street Journal, and it ain't like it's hidden. But see, those are not the things that are being taught. See, you find out the truth by reading. Because I understand that when you're my age, you were raised to trust the people that talking heads behind the television. Because they were telling the truth by and large. Barbara Walters, here in Chicago, Walter Jacobson, and others. We were raised to trust those people. And then you got your Rachel Maddows and those other people that do their very best to get you as much truth as humanly possible. I'm not saying that everybody on TV is telling a damn lie or part of the system. But at the end of the day, the minute, I think it was 1994, when they made television television news less funded by, when Ted Turner convinced y'all that 24-hour news was the deal, in 1988 he started, everybody laughed at him, and then when it started catching on around 92, and they started making it a for-profit industry, the news became entertainment. That's why they steer you away from newspapers and things like that, because see, newspapers involve investigative reporting. People invest time. They travel. They talk to people. See, they're just trying to get you to watch. If you don't believe me, all you do is go back 4 years. 4 years ago today. Remember, it was the end of July, and they had told you CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, Fox, and all those guys had given Donald J. Trump, then running for president, over $1 billion in free advertising. You know why they did that? Because they wanted people to tune in to their networks. Don't make a difference if he stand up there telling lies. It don't make a difference. It really does not make a difference. So the print media, who they keep trying to push out the door, the Washington Post, the New York Times, the LA Times, Chicago Tribune, the Sun Times, and so forth and so on. The New York Post is a piece of shit. But that's why they keep telling you that's an outdated medium, because those people are traveling around the country. They're talking to people. That's why you can get people like Daniel Snyder, the owner of the Washington football team, and he can get a poll to say he polled 500 people that said Redskin is an official, because he can say that. He can just say it. And then, if it ain't offensive to 500 people, it don't make a difference if it's 5 million of them, 500 of them not offended. You know how stupid that sounds? If you believe that dumbass poll, that's just like when you believe nigga ain't offensive to some people. I use the word socially amongst my friends. I'm not gonna lie. Yep, I use the word. So I'm talking to one of my homies. I use the word a lot. I don't use it publicly. I don't use it on social media. But I definitely say it. But for as many times as I've said it, I got elders, friends, relatives, former co-workers. They offended by it, so I don't say it around them. So when you're looking at the news, understand that's entertainment. Those stories are there to make sure you keep looking. Period. It's not about disseminating information that'll be useful to you and your family. It's about making sure you tune in later tonight, tomorrow, and so forth and so on. Period. So you got Donald Trump out here rebel rousing. You gonna name an army base Al Sharpton? How about naming it Colin Powell, Crispin Sadix, one of those brothers? How about naming it Harriet Tubman, since she helped y'all win the damn war? How about that? How about naming it prominent people in the community throughout the history of the United States of America that have been positive in every possible way? I mean, and I'm not going to do this nitpicking thing. Well, George Washington owned slaves. Yeah, but that's not my concern at this point. I got bigger fish to fry. I got better fish to fry. I'm not finna nitpick and go through every single solitary issue that somebody might have, because I've never seen a perfect person walk through earth. And I don't know nobody who spent 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and documented everything that somebody did to ensure that they were perfect. Some people we might assume was perfect. Jesus. But I'm sure he made some mistakes too. Trusted motherfuckers might have been one. But when you have Donald Trump, who, as I stated, even great people, even the people who are more astute than me, who can follow this, whose job is to follow this, and they tell the truth on a regular basis, I listened to them carefully all week, and they never mentioned it. He was talking about changing the name of Fort Bragg, and he said, I do what I want. And then he said, I'm the president. He almost said, I do what I want to. So when you have a person like this, who clearly has a dictatorial mentality, you have to watch that person. You have to be aware of their actions at all times, and you must be aware that this person is a danger to you and everybody who looks like you and everybody who looks like them. And that's just the bottom damn line. If you don't believe it, don't be the person that falls for the banana and the tailpipe. I'm just saying, man, this dude is bananas. This dude is wild. And if you don't think so, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to question your sanity. And, I understand. You're a Trump supporter, and I pretty much think you're an idiot at this point. It used to be, hey, man, you got your own choices. Nah, man, I think you're a fucking idiot at this point. And that goes for my homie. Got mad love for him, been knowing him since I was about 7 years old. Bruh, I think you're a damn idiot. But, man, I still love you, though, because you're a brother. You're a good brother. You just, at this point, you just misguided. And it's not a difference in opinion. You got your opinion, I got mine. No, you're a damn fool for following that dude. And I know you're listening, and I'm not trying to offend you.